Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today, we're really diving into something special. A mission, you could say, to explore a piece of music that just bends genres like crazy, really explodes out of the speakers. We're talking about Ryoma Maeda's Doka Doka Big Band, Jay-Z. And for this deep dive, we've got some great stuff to work with. We're looking at insights straight from his official website, the description he gives for the track itself. Plus, we've got parts of an exclusive interview with Maeda, so firsthand it counts.
Exactly. And I think what's so cool about this one is we get to see how these really unconventional musical ideas actually get built, how they're crafted. This isn't just, another track. It's been called a sonic big band explosion. And we're going to unpack that. Look at the layers, the inspirations, how it all came together.
Yeah, and that description, right, grabs you immediately. A sonic big band explosion that breaks through genres and eras alike. Promising to mix classic jazz big band sound with the tension of electro, punk, and video game music.
Right.
Straight away, you're in for something. Well, different. And the title itself, Doka Doka Big Band Jay-Z. It's just so bold. What's the story there? Is there a story?
Oh, there definitely is. It's actually pretty interesting. Maeda said he's been a massive fan of this Japanese rock band, RC Succession, since he was a teenager. And the title, it's a direct homage to one of their songs, Doka Doka Urusai R&R Band.
Oh, okay. Direct homage. And Doka Doka Urusai, that means loud and noisy, right?
Exactly. Loud and noisy.
Which, fits the track perfectly. Did he say why that phrase loud and noisy stuck with him so much, especially jumping across genres like that?
He did, yeah. He talked about how even though the music styles are completely different, rock versus this electro jazz thing, that feeling, that phrase, loud and noisy, just resonated. He'd apparently wanted to use it or something like it in his own work for ages. And then when this track started taking shape, he felt it just was Doka Doka Urusai in the best possible way.
Yeah.
So the title just clicked. It felt right for the music itself.
That makes perfect sense. Letting the music dictate the name, kind of. But, okay, the track has so many twists and turns, genre shifts everywhere. How did he even start structuring something that sounds so layered and complex?
Right, and this is where we get a glimpse into his actual process. He mentioned the whole thing started as a project for an online music school, a place called Papo, run by Fuji Takeshi.
An online music school, okay.
Yeah, and he went to Fuji specifically wanting to try and make a big band jazz piece. That was the goal.
So he actually set out to make jazz. That makes the final result even more intriguing, considering where it ended up.
Totally. So Fuji gave him some key advice, pointers on the bass line, on the beat patterns, and Maeda used that as the foundation, built the core structure around those ideas. But, and this is key, he's very open about not having a traditional jazz background himself. So almost naturally, his own sensibilities, his electronic music instincts started creeping in, weaving into the sound.
Ah, okay. So it became, like he said, a wonderfully chaotic piece that feels very true to my own musical identity. That explains a lot. His background, or maybe, his lack of a strict jazz background actually became a defining feature. What about the actual production? The gear, the software?
Because the sound is so rich, so dense.
And this is maybe one of the most surprising bits, I think. It speaks volumes about creativity, really, because that huge, complex sound, it came from a pretty straightforward setup. He said he mainly used Logic Pro X, which is, like a common DAW. And most of the instruments, the plugins, they were the ones that come with Logic, the stock stuff. Wait, really? Mostly just the built-in Logic tools. For that sound, that's kind of amazing. What does that tell you, then, about needing fancy gear versus just talent and vision?
Well, it really underlines that innovation isn't always about having the flashiest, most expensive kit, doesn't it? He did mention one external plug-in, Xfer Serum, which is a popular synth. Sure, he used that for a specific synth riff, but otherwise, he called it a pretty simple setup. And he said, for him, it gives him plenty of room to play and be creative. It just shows how much you can do with the basics if you really master them. The creativity comes first.
That's a massive point for anyone doing creative work, I think. You don't always need the top-tier setup to make something stand out. Did he talk about any personal growth or discoveries he made while mixing these different worlds?
Oh, absolutely. He said this was actually the first time he'd consciously tried to create something with that kind of jazz-like feel. So he learned a ton, especially about arranging music, how different parts can fit together, interact.
So it wasn't just like a technical challenge for him, it was a real learning curve into a new style.
Definitely. And that exploration, that trying something new, led to a bit of a revelation for him.
Right.
He realized that he was like, hey, I can make this kind of music too. He called it a refreshing discovery, which says so much about just pushing your own boundaries, right? Letting unexpected things influence your work. It's almost like I don't know what you called precision punk earlier. Wildly creative, but still crafted.
That is inspiring. Wow. Okay, so after all that, this whole journey of creation, did he have any thoughts on like where or when people should listen to this track? Any ideal setting?
He was pretty laid back about it, actually. He said he just hopes people listen whenever they feel like it, no specific instructions. His main hope was just, if it lifts your spirits even a little, that would make me really happy. It was quite a humble wish for such an explosive track.
It really is. And what a journey hearing about Ryoma Maeda's Doka Doka Big Band Jay-Z. It absolutely delivers on that loud and noisy promise, doesn't it? You get those huge drums, the synths just soaring all over the place, but still those hints of big band all mixed into this universe, uniquely Ryoma's.
And that phrase you used, precision punk.
Yeah,
that really captures it. Precise chaos, maybe. It sticks with you.
for sure. And I think this deep dive really shows how Maeda's approach, being willing to just ignore genre lines, his sort of accidental journey into jazz creation, and even using that relatively simple production setup, all of these things came together to make this wonderfully chaotic piece. It's just a great example of how being curious, keeping an open mind, how that can lead to really fresh discoveries, not just for him as the artist, but for any of us, really, when we explore something new. So thinking about that, what does this all mean for you listening right now? Maybe Maeda's story shows that embracing what seems unconventional about your background, or even feeling limited by your tools, maybe that's not a weakness at all. Maybe that's actually where your unique strength lies, your own precision punk way of doing things. Where might you be trying too hard to fit in when your real power is in being distinct?
Yeah, think about what your Doka Doka Usai elements are. The loud, noisy parts of your own work, your own project, maybe even your personality. Instead of trying to quiet them down, what if you leaned into them, celebrated them in, as Maeda put it, the best possible way? That could be the key to creating something truly unique, something that genuinely lifts spirits, yours and others.
Absolutely. So we definitely encourage you, go find Doka Doka Big Band Jay-Z, listen to it, experience it for yourself, feel that energy, that lift Maeda was hoping for, and just hear how loud and noisy it can be really, really beautiful.